Hello, 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 everyone. How's everyone doing today? I am doing excellent. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. Let me get a little bit of that mood music set here. There, turn that back up. Just a hair. Just a hair. A little background music. Set the mood a little bit, right? All right, so I don't have a lot of time today. A lot of stuff going on. Actually, right now, the MVP Summit is happening, and it's all virtual. So normally I would actually be out of town for the MVP Summit in Redmond, Washington, but obviously, for obviously known reasons, that in-person event has been canceled. And so it's all virtual now. And so I just been hopping in and out in sessions that I find interesting. And I said, you know what? I'm going to hop out. I'm going to do this stream, but like right after this stream, I have a customer meeting. So yeah, still got to work, man. Still got to pay them bills, right? So let's just kind of hop right into it, shall we? Don't have a lot of time for chit chat. Actually, I have about an hour. I have about an hour to stream today. So let's see what we can get done in an hour, shall we? All right, so let me look at my PowerPoint. I'm trying to remember what we were working on last time. Were we talking about modules? Pixel Logic! I'm being rated! It's insane! Oh, man! Oh, man, I am being bombarded there with the emotes. Well, thanks for joining, everyone. Just so you know, we're building a Pluralsight course together. Mr. Damon Wolf, I see you, my friend, and thank you. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Pixel Logic Dev, thanks for the raid. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining. Yes, I'm a Microsoft shill, okay? I'm a Microsoft shill. What can I say? Though I have been expanding my horizons into Angular and React and Vue and things like that. So, right, I'm coming out of that shell, right? Expanding my horizons, learning more, right? As devs, that we should be doing that all the time, just constantly learning. All right, so what we're working on is we're actually building a Pluralsight course. And this specific course is all about building, modular, loosely coupled, easy to maintain, testable applications using the Prism framework for WPF. And I'm just kind of covering what I finished on the last stream just to kind of get my frame of mind right of where I left off. And so I think we created the slides for the modules. I think we finished the slides, and I believe we finished all the sample projects for that as well. So let me double check our samples. Where is it? Here we go. Yes, we created all our sample apps before and after, so that is good. I didn't zip those up yet, though. Actually, I gotta clean these up now. Yeah, of course. Team Xbox versus Pluralsight. Hey, you know what? With everyone working from home now, I would probably recommend more Pluralsight than Xbox. I'm just saying, let's make good use of our time, right? Let's learn something new, shall we? So what I have to do is I have to get these samples that I wrote last stream all cleaned up and zipped up so I can upload them to my Pluralsight author dashboard, right? So, Pixel Logic. Dude, but that's my job, to test all the games. Well, you know what? It sounds like an amazing job. Like, that sounds like an amazing job. How do I get in on that action? That sounds pretty awesome. Actually, so I was up last night. I actually called it a night early. I only stayed up to about midnight playing God of War. But I'm more of a PlayStation person. I'm more of a PlayStation guy. Myself, right? Lil Kaza, I see you. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I'm definitely more of a PlayStation person myself. I have an Xbox. Don't get me wrong, I do have an Xbox. However, the only game I buy for Xbox is Gears of War. And me and my kids play that together. So, yes, Little Kaza, thanks for joining. Get to bed. Have a good evening. So, yeah. I haven't played that Xbox in I don't know how long. And my kids are more computer gamers, so they have a computer system upstairs that they use. Right, so... Okay, so... What is this? This is creating views, view discovery. Oh, we did views. We didn't do modules. I have something messed up here. I have something messed up. Let's go back to my Dropbox here. Something is off. Kids are PC master race. Hey, the real Brian Lagunas has decided to join us. Thank you. Good to see you again. All right, so now I remember. The last stream we talked about displaying views using view composition. And we really worked on these slide decks, the slide deck here, getting all our concepts in order, right? So the purpose of creating slides for a Pluralsight course is not only to, you know, demonstrate to the user your concepts, but it actually really helps the author gather our thoughts. Like, how are we going to arrange this content and present this content to you to where it makes sense, it flows well, and we're able to articulate the concepts that we're trying to teach, right? It's actually a lot harder than it looks. And if anyone's been watching this stream since the beginning of this course, you can see a lot actually goes into creating a Pluralsight course. So let me look at how far we got. I think we just have to do a few things. Let me run through this deck just to see what we have going on. That looks good. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, demo. Okay, got that. Tekker Thor. Hey, Brian. I finished my stream to join yours. Well, I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you for joining me. I know there's anything you could be doing right now besides watching me create slide decks and samples for a Pluralsight course, but you chose to spend that time with me. Thank you very much. And Furkan, I see you, my friend. I see you. You didn't get, you know, hidden in that chat thread. Thanks for joining, my friend. Good to see you again. Oh, okay. So we have some animations missing there, and I have a icon I need to add. Okay, we have some code there. Missing some animations here. Okay, so we're not quite done with this deck. Okay, yeah, we're not quite done yet. I thought we finished this. But I was mistaken. So let's come up here. And let's add our animations. I think we at least have all the content we were going to talk about, like all the main topics, right? I think we have that in place. I'll have to go through this again. Do I have sufficient TP stores? So, my wife is Asian, okay? We have 6 months supplies of everything way before this stuff started. I have like 50-pound bags of rice. I have TP, wet wipes. We have all the toothpaste. Like, trust me, we're always prepared. Family of 4. We don't like to go to the store a lot, so we get everything. And yeah, we really don't like shopping. So when we do go, we get a whole bunch of stuff at once, and we just stock up. So I haven't had to go to the store since this all started. So lucky me. Okay, so I think what we were talking about. Okay, view discovery. You know what? I'm gonna pop into the author's dashboard here, and I'm gonna use the icon search. So a cool thing that the Pluralsight gives us authors is we have this whole dashboard. We can see analytics about our courses, what, you know, the process of our course. We get all these assets, and they give us these icons, so we can come in here and search for an icon. And so I need an icon that represents view discovery. I'm not sure what that looks like, honestly. But I'm just gonna type in discovery and see what we get. Nothing. Okay, what about view? Okay, think of the view. I mean, this is view discovery. Like you look in a mirror. Would that work? For Khan, you should start covering COVID-19 topic. It's super hot, and you know what? That's okay. That's okay, my friend. I'm good. I don't need to talk about that. I'm gonna stay focused on what I need to get done. Right? I mean, yeah, it kind of sucks what's going on in the world, but I mean, life goes on. I gotta stay focused, right? I can't be freaking out. Stay focused, be safe, make smart decisions. Okay. View. Maybe view. I'm not sure if this would view discovery. I'm not liking that. What's another word for view? Like user control? Or, nope, that didn't come up. Control, maybe. Anything view discovery. I'm not really seeing anything that pops out at me. What about just discover? Not the what? That's a flag. Maybe interface. Yes, coffee cup. What about interface? Let's try this. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. View discovery. I mean, what about page? Oh, this isn't bad. This isn't bad. We could pick something like this. How about this? What color should we do? Should we do like purple? Copy image. Let's see. That works fine. Boom. Look, view discovery. We have a view. Yeah, well, hold on. Hold on. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up that fast. What about like glass? Magnifying glass. Okay. That would have worked if it didn't have logs on it. I wish that didn't have logs on it. Ooh, this one. This one. I like this one. Copy image. KR Jax, hello my friend. My wedding colors were orange and purple. Good choice. I like those colors. I actually like orange and purple. I like that better. Boom, check that out. And stop giving me ideas. I hate that. Okay. So any more icons? Do we need any more icons? Oh, we need one right here. View injection. Okay. Hopefully this is the last icon we need. Anything with view injection? Maybe like a needle. We have needles? I might have to make one, right? Okay, let's go, injection. Yes, let's do a needle! How about, I don't know. This color. Sure, why not? And you guys let me know if that background music is too loud or not. I don't want it, you know, taking over me, right? Okay. So I think I have it. I think I have all that. So it looks like we didn't quite finish this slide deck, because I have some things that are kind of out. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we didn't quite finish. I think we're good on the agenda, though. So let me copy this and bring our agenda to our summary. And then animate those bad boys. If anything, you'll get really good at PowerPoint, right? My PowerPoint skills have increased since doing Pluralsight. I will say that. And I still hate PowerPoint. I freaking hate it. But I'm getting better. Getting better. Okay, so we were talking about view discovery. And view discovery is essentially, for those of you who join us, Prism is a framework that allows you to build composite modular applications, meaning that the main executable of your project is essentially a shell. It's like a master detail template kind of thing, right? It has no knowledge of any of the views that it's going to host at all. And so at runtime, we're able to inject different areas of your app, depending on logic, depending on flow, depending on a lot of things, but you control that. And so when we start talking about how we get these views into that shell. That's what we call it. I call it a shell, and the shell contains regions. We actually use what's called view composition. And view composition is essentially made up of two concepts. You have view discovery, and then you have a view injection. And Tyranius90 is saying there is a quote missing. Quote missing from where? Where? Okay, hold on. You got me worried. Quote missing where? Do you remember the slide number, Tyranius, by chance? Because I am notorious for that. The next page under with the needle. Oh, okay. This one. Oh! Yes! Dang, good eye! Wow! Good eye. Thank you. Thank you very much. Although I don't know if I'm going to be using this slide. That's why it's grayed out. I'm not sure I'm going to use it. Just like, I'm definitely not using this. Definitely not using that. Or that. I will stick with this. I'm trying to keep these concepts as simple as possible. And so what happens is after I demonstrate or present the slide portion, we go into what's called a live demo. And I actually implement all those concepts I talked about in actual live code, in a project, right? And that's where these come in. Oh, nope, not those. Sorry. These. That's where these come in. So I think I cleaned all these up. Let me send these. We'll call this, this is actually module 6. I got my naming mixed up. I need to fix that. Okay. Yes. Okay, so where was I? I'm gonna bring that over here. Okay. So anyway, so view discovery essentially says that the region is going to be responsible for creating this view, and when that view is created, it's going to automatically inject that view into that region for you, right? Automatically. So you have no explicit control. You're not creating instances of these views. You're not doing anything. You simply say, hey, whenever this region is ready, I want this view to be injected into it. And so one way to do that, or the way to do that, is to use the region manager and the register view with region method. KCT Coder, thanks for joining. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. And so what we do is we say, hey, we're going to register this type of view, in this case, view type, whatever that is, that could be your main page, whatever, with this region. Wherever that's at, doesn't matter where that exists. We don't know where it's defined. All we know is a region exists called this. Maybe it's content region, maybe it's the toolbar region, maybe it's whatever. So whenever this region is ready or has been initialized, shown, then this view will be instantiated using dependency injection. All its view models will be done for you automatically, and then it will be injected into the region. And so it kind of just, we have a little animation here that I kind of talked about a little bit, where we have this region in the shell, and then we have this view, and it just kind of gets thrown in there automatically, right? You have no control of when that happens. And so that's view discovery. So I talk about what that is, how you do it, and then I show you how to do that in actual code, right? Then we talk about the second approach, which is view injection. Now, obviously, you have to... Oh, I'm missing some animations here. Let me add my animations. On click. Perfect. Okay. So view injection is different. View injection is where you are in full, complete control, and you are responsible for creating the view, creating everything, and injecting that view or adding that view to the region manually, and then activating or deactivating that view, right? Depending on your business logic. So, and an important part here, an important thing to note is the region must exist before you do this, because you can't inject a control or a view into something that doesn't exist. So you're going to have to know when that region exists. So there's some pros and cons, right? Some pros and cons to this. And the way we do that, at first I was going to do this whole example, but I don't want to do that. That's why think I hid the slide because I'm not sure that's how I want to show the code example. Instead, there are a couple of methods that you use with view injection. First, you can add and remove views, but you can also activate and deactivate views. So, this is where I got stuck. Now that I remember, hold on. I gotta come back to my sample. I gotta open up view injection after. I think I got stuck here on the last train. This is where we finished. Because I wasn't quite sure. Oh, yeah. I wasn't sure how I was going to present this information. Crap. Okay, let me do a build. And a build here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to go through this again. Let me comment this stuff out. Let me run this app. So this is a very simple application. For those of you who are just kind of joining, what this looks like is if you look at the main application, we have a shell. And this shell has nothing in it. That's it. That's all it is, right? So the premise is that your main executable has no knowledge of what's going to happen in the app itself, okay? So it's a dumb, empty, if you will, executable. But these modules, these will contain your views that you're going to be using in those regions, okay? So we have a region defined on the shell, and we have a view that we're going to inject in the region. And this specific example, what we're doing is we're using view injection. That's saying that we are responsible for creating the instances of these views and injecting them or adding them to these regions, okay? So we've already injected our region manager. I have got an instance of the region. So if we go back to our shell, we can see we use the region manager.region name attached property to define this content control as a region. And we named it content region. So that's the region I am getting, okay? Now, in this case, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and comment this out right here. Let me restart this. And in this case, we're creating an instance of a view, okay, and we're adding it. So if I just bring this down a little bit, you can see that we're saying, okay, view1 equals container provider.resolve view A. And then we get an instance of that view, and we add it to the region directly. Region.add. Boom. There's the view. Hello from view A. Perfect. Okay. So now what I have to figure out is how am I going to present this information that makes sense about how adding and removing regions works. It's got to flow well. It's got to make sense, but it gets a little complicated because I was trying to demonstrate we have view 2, right? And I'm going to change its content. This is a new instance of view A. Okay, it's a different instance, but I'm just changing its content to demonstrate that we're dealing with a different instance. Okay. So, and then what we did is we did an add on region view 2, right? So we added the second view to the same region, and we're gonna observe what happens here. And we're going to observe that nothing happened, nothing changed, and you're thinking, Brian, what the hell's going on? Like, it's broken. It's not working. Look, I don't see my what's it called? Hello from view 2. I don't see that. Well, it's not broken. What happened is now we have two views in that region. And you can think of that region as a deck of cards. And it's just going to keep track of a collection of views in any order. And so we have this concept of activation, deactivation. And so what I can now do is if I want to bring that bottom, I won't even say bottom, but if we want to bring view 2 to the top of the deck, right, we have to activate it. So we'll run this now. I wish these would open up on the right side, but it doesn't. Anyways, now that I activated that view, I told the region that this is the new active view. You need to pop it right to the top, right? And so now you can see hello from view 2. Now, view 1 is still in the region, right? It's just not visible. but that region manager is holding a collection of views in that region. And by default, it's going to reuse them every time. So this is where I'm struggling on how I would show this. Because when you activate a view, it automatically deactivates the previous view. So in this case, when I activated view 2, it automatically deactivated view 1. So if I activate view 1, run this again, we can see that now view A, our first instance, is back on top. We've activated, and view 2 has been deactivated. It's still in the region, but it's no longer being displayed to the user. Okay. Now, another thing we can do is we can deactivate view 1. What do you think happens here? Right? What do you think happens in this case? Any guesses? Any guesses? No guesses? All right, boom, I'm gonna show you. You don't see anything. Nothing is there. Because when you activate a view, it will... Oh, there's the guesses. I have a lag. I'm sorry, I have a lag. So yes, you're right. No, there's nothing. Because when I activate a view, it will automatically deactivate the previous view. But in the case when you deactivate a view, it doesn't like automatically activate another view because it's not going to know what to activate, right? So it's not going to make that decision. It won't activate anything. Nothing will be displayed to your user now because all of your views are deactivated. So that's a very important thing to understand how this works. So now if I go back to activate view 2, we're going to bring that... Whoop, keeps opening on the wrong screen. I hate that. Now we've activated the second instance of that view. Now we see it, and it works as expected. That's kind of... It could be kind of complicated to explain, and I'm not sure if I can do that in a slide format. I might have to do that in a full demo only, just like I just did. Exactly how I just did. I think I'm going to have to do it that way because I'm not sure... I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. How would I do that in a slide? Also, let's see what happens when we remove view 2. What do you think happens here? Coffee cup. It's kind of like a stack of views of size 1. Anytime you add a view, it pops the stack, adds the new view. Not necessarily. In this case, yes, in this case. But there's other types of regions, like an items control, where you have a list of a whole bunch of views that you see all at once. And when you select one, that could be the activated one, right? So, like I said, it gets a little confusing, but I think it's important to understand that a region, like this region here, this content region, it maintains a collection of all the views you add to it. So in this case, we added 2 views. We didn't remove any. So at this point in time, those 2 views exist in that region, and you use the activate and deactivate methods to control the visibility of those, or if what's displayed to the user and what's not. However, what happens if we've activated view 2 and then we remove view 2? What happens to view 1? Any guesses? I'll wait for a lag this time. So look at the code. We deactivate view 1. We've activated view 2, so view 2 is visible. Now we remove view 2. What happens to view 1? Is it visible or is it not visible? What is your expectation based on the API that you have before you? Visible or not visible? What happens to view 1? I'm waiting for that lag. Yes, oh my, yep. It's blank. Coffee cup, Joseph, you're right. It's blank. So, in this case, yes, view 1 is inactive, but it's still there. So, if you do that, you have to make sure that you activate the view you care about. And there we go again. See? It's there. So, view injection can be a little confusing. And I'm curious. I mean, I think that's the only way I can explain it. I mean, if I'm coming back to my slide deck and I'm talking about using view injection, you know, I really need to think about how I talk about this from a slide perspective, just kind of introducing the concepts of some of the methods available to you on the region, like adding, removing, activating, and deactivating. And then in the demo, right, in the actual demo itself, I do what I just did. I go into a deep explanation using visuals as examples of what happens when you use these methods. That's not bad, actually. I think we'll go with that. I think that works. So if you're watching this course, the meat of this topic is actually in the demo and not so much the slides. Right? So I will delete this because I think it's important. And I'm going to add some animations to this. These are going to pop in. Because what I want to do is I want to slowly introduce these concepts of, look, I'm talking about view injection. The first step of using view injection is you have to get the region from the region manager. And you do that using regionmanager.regions, and then you provide the index or the unique name of that region. Once you have the region, we have a number of methods that we can use to achieve view injection, right? We have region.add. Of course, we're adding an instance. We're removing an instance. And then this is where it gets tricky. This is where we talk about activation, where you bring a view to the top of the stack. Like, this is where it's going to get tricky for me to explain recording this course. And then region.deactivate. Yeah, basically, I'll have to make a decision during record time on how I'm going to explain that. But I think this works best. So I think we can do a demo. Let me copy this slide. View injection demo. Okay. Other than that, I think we have completed the slide. Make sure we got all my icons. So what is a view? Understanding view composition. What is view discovery? What is view injection? I think that will cover it. I think this module slides are done. However, I think I'm actually going to use this demo. Okay. Because one thing I did... What's that? Alessandro? Oh, I missed it. Alessandro? Is that how you say that? Forgive me if I messed that name up. But thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I think I'm going to redo these. Not redo them, but I'm going to use this newer version of the demo that we just completed right here. All right, so I got to close this. Let's close this. I got to clean this up. I got to delete the bin and obj files, or folders, excuse me. And the reason I do this is to keep my my zip file size down. So module 6 demos. And we'll just boop, put that in there. Cool. All right, so I could delete no demos. Delete for everyone. Okay. So, yeah, see, okay, 5. That's good. Those are good. So next, it's number 7. And what's next on our list of things? Slides to create. So what I'm doing is I'm creating all the slides and samples. And then after I have all these created, I'm going to go back and I'm going to start recording. And once I record the course, I will start editing them live on stream. You will see the entire process of what it takes to create a Pluralsight course from beginning to end. And we've been creating the slides. We've been, we created this proposal. A lot of you weren't here for that. We had to create a course proposal for Pluralsight. And you go through all this stuff. You answer all their questions. You have to plan out every single clip, right, that you're gonna record. You have to estimate how long it's gonna take you to record that clip or that module, right? And so I don't know how many people have actually looked or watched a Pluralsight course. But this is the one I'm actually updating. Introduction to Prism, right here. No, I will never allow a website to give me notifications. Never. Okay, so if you scroll down to where's the table of contents? On the side. This looks different. Did they change something? Oh, hold on. I need to sign in. Okay, we're good. KRJax, I only let Google Calendar, otherwise I miss meetings. Yeah. Well, that one makes sense. You gotta have notifications for calendars. So if you look at a Pluralsight course and you see its table of contents, you'll see like these top level topics. Each of these are considered a module, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one has 8 modules. Okay. Now, each of these modules has a clip. And the time for those clips is, look, 41 seconds for this clip, a minute, 57 seconds, right? 3 minutes, almost 2 minutes, 3.5 minutes. So each of these clips make up a module. And so when we are creating this course, let me open up my PowerPoint again. So when authors create these courses, we have to think about not only how we're structuring our content to present to the viewer, but we also have to think about how we're structuring our content for consumption through Pluralsight's website. Like, here's a module, right? And this proposal, and also, like, okay, most of the time, each agenda item, each of these will represent a clip. Demos will also kind of be its own clip, right? So if we go back to the website, actually, let me use Control Tab here. So for example, Bootstrapper and Shell. What is the Bootstrapper, right? Bootstrapper process. Then we have some demos, and these are our clips. Now, when you're first creating this Pluralsight course, Pluralsight's going to ask you to do this proposal, and it helps you plan out your modules, right? Course introduction, creating your first Prism application, understanding your regions, right? Breaking down the monolithic application into modules, like all these. It really makes you think about how you're going to present this topic. What are your major top level content topics, right? What are you going to be talking about? And then you go down further and you start thinking about the clip level, right? Okay, yeah, I'm going to have a clip about what the module is. I'm going to have a clip about creating modules. Oh, I'm going to have a clip for creating a module. And you go through each of these and you really think about and plan, like, okay, what the heck am I going to talk about? How am I going to organize this content? And then you have to estimate, how long is this going to take me to record? Not, okay, and what I mean by that, it's not how long will it actually take me to record and edit and produce and render and all that stuff. It's what is the final video length of this module. So with all these clips combined, because these are going to be individual files, individual MP4s, right? If you add up the length of all of these topics, all these clips, what is the total length? I'm going to guesstimate about 30 minutes for this one. Although it may take me 6 hours to actually produce that 30 minutes. Okay? So there's a lot that goes into it. And so displaying views. Okay, so we just did view composition. What's next? Making the connection with the ViewModelLocator. Okay. So actually. Okay, first, I'm going to open up my slides here. We're going to close that. I think I've already done this. I think, because I was working on a Prism for Xamarin Forms course as well. And I think I could just reuse these slides. I mean, I'm going to have to update the... I can't use a mobile phone, obviously, because this was all about a mobile implementation. But I think I can reuse all of that. Nice. Okay, I'm super excited about this. I understand there's going to be some differences. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna copy this out just because the slide deck has changed a little bit. So I don't necessarily want to copy exactly because the slide deck has changed a tad since I did that. I'm gonna copy the same thing into here because these are the same. I love reusing content. It's freaking awesome. But I'm gonna copy all of this mess. Copy. Right here in the middle. Boom. Okay, now I have to just think about what I'm changing. So making the connection and what the heck I was talking about. What was I talking about here? Kind of looks like I was talking about... Oh, how do you generically, like... How do you connect your view model to your data context of your view? And see right here? Oh. So in Xamarin, they call it binding context. Go figure. They had to be different. But in WPF, it is data context, so I have to make sure I update. Anywhere it says binding context, it has to say data context. Okay, this... Oh no, I'm gonna have to update... Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to update that screenshot now. That sucks. That sucks big time. Yeah, it does feel bad, right? KRJX, like, that is just not natural. Like, I think I have an animation on this. So what this is talking about... Okay. So, to back up a little bit. Prism has a ViewModel Okay. And this is what I'm going to recommend everyone use if you're doing a Prism application. However, it is not like the Prism... I mean, it's not like the ViewModel locators you may be used to. Okay. Historically, a ViewModel locator consists of a view model. Then you'll have a class or static class that acts as that ViewModel locator, right? That you use to define your view model as a property on. Then you'll create a resource out of that class. And then you'll have your data context, not binding context, because Xamarin's weird. But then you'll data bind the property, right? You'll set the data context equal to the property in that ViewModel locator. This is horrible. I hate this. If I ever see this in a production application, I vomit, like I puke. I have a puke bucket I carry around with me. Don't ever do this. This is ridiculous. This is not only completely horrible development patterns and practices, it's impossible to test. Are you kidding me? What happens if your view model has dependencies that need to be injected or need to be added, right? Now you're managing all this static crap everywhere. No, this is horrible. Don't ever do this. And that's why Prism has its own ViewModel locator. And it's not like that at all. It's essentially a single attached property. It happens through ViewModel construction, so it creates the ViewModel for you. Ooh. There it is, binding context. It sets the pages, the views. I'm gonna say the views. It sets the views data context for you automatically. And it's convention based. So basically it's going to say the view name plus view model equals your view model name. And then this kind of gets into that, which I'm going to have to change this image. Faux show, I'm going to have to change this image because that is a mobile device and that will not go over well in this desktop course. Okay, so it'd be the view A plus view model equals view A view model, right? Makes a lot of sense. KRJax, are there ways around that though? What if I want to reuse a view model with different views? Yes, there are ways around that actually. However, I would highly recommend you don't reuse a view model with different views. Don't do that. Why would you do that? I have never, ever had to have done that in my whole life. And the reason is just because unless you have like you're presenting the view differently based on user role, like I'm an admin, I'm a super user, so I get more functionality than someone who doesn't, and that kind of uses the same view model. That's different than having two views using the same freaking view model, right? That doesn't make sense. And I'm not talking about different instances of the same view model, okay? So I'm not talking about having two instances of view A with the same view model type, because that's going to be two different instances of that view model with different state. If you're talking about having a singleton view model shared across multiple views, you're asking for trouble. I wouldn't do it. Okay, so KRJax, if you have a single instance of a view model, my view model, and you have view A, view B, view C, all using that same instance of my view model, don't do that. There's better ways to architect that. Don't do that. Okay. Okay, not doing that. Perfect. That's fine. Okay. As long as you have view A view model. There's an instance. Create a new instance of view A view model. But it's those separate instances. That's okay. That's completely different. That's completely different. That doesn't matter. So what happens is, I'll kind of keep going. So what happens is that the ViewModel Locator uses this naming convention by default, right? We'll talk about it could be changed. By default, to locate that view model, create an instance of that view model using a dependency injection container, right? And then it sets the data context for you automatically. And so I kind of want to get back down to here. This does not apply to WPF. I got to change this because we are no longer talking Xamarin Forms. That is no longer needed. Oh, this is going to change. That's definitely going to change because we don't have a... Okay, I need to update all these. Okay, all of these have to update. Okay, so changing convention. Okay, I'm gonna hide this because this is letting me know that I have to update that. This has to change. Where's my hide slide? Really, just this part has to. Oh wait, no, this doesn't have to change. This is the same. This is the same. That's the same. That's the same. That is the same. Changing convention. Okay, ViewModel Locator register. Okay. Okay. I'm just looking at this. Let me gather my thoughts. Because we need some demos up in here. I need to identify where I'm putting these demos at. Anyways, so there is a way to change that convention. And I kind of talked about this here. What am I saying here? Oh, this is just using it. Using it's really easy. It's an attached property, right? So instead of having that class, creating a ViewModel Locator class, creating a property on that class, and creating an instance of that view model, and then creating a resource in your application, resource dictionary, and then having to define that as using a static resource, this is all you have to do. Prism ViewModel Locator.AutoWire ViewModel equals true. Done. That's it. That's so much easier and better to maintain. Like, it's just, this is a better approach to ViewModel Locator. This is a true ViewModel Locator, okay? Now, change the convention. Let's say that you had a, the default is the views namespace, ViewModel's namespace, and then view name plus view model equals view name. View model name. right? View A, view model. View B, view model. But let's say that's not your convention and you have something like a pages namespace and a page models, right? And you want it to be page name plus view model, right? Well then, in that case, you would override your configure view model locator, view model location provider, set default view type to view model type resolver. That is a mouthful. What a mouthful. But essentially this method is where you put your logic to generate a new, to create a new convention, a new naming convention, right? And then you'll essentially return the type of your view model. It looks complicated, but it's actually pretty easy. And then you have custom view model registrations. You can use the view model location provider.register method. We can register a factory or type. The factory/type registration is faster, does not use reflection. So something to keep in mind is if we go back up to like when we're talking about this, convention, right? The thing about this convention is that because it's a naming convention, it uses reflection. And reflection, it adds a performance hit. It just does. Now, it's not, it will finish before you blink, right? We're talking nanoseconds, right? To generate this code, but still, it happens. However, you can use a strongly typed approach. And actually, we need to show that. I need to show that as an example. Actually, let me copy this. I'm gonna paste this. Because we could do this. Right. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Right? So instead of using a convention, you can actually register directly with the view model locator your view and view model. Like I am mapping this view model type to this view. So now you've bypassed any naming convention, period. Okay. You can also say for this view, give me this view model instance. You could do that too, right? But essentially you're saying, hey, for this view type, I want to use this. And so that completely bypasses the code that requires Prism to go and create this convention and look through all these namespaces and try to find your type. Nope, doesn't do that. It's like, oh, I know the type already. I'll just use that because I have it. Or I have the view model instance already. I'll just use that. Done. Easy. Right? So I need that. I need to show that. Actually, let me do this. I'm going to make a note for myself. I want to show that. Let's do this too. I was just on module 6 slides. I'm going to copy this demo slide. Where am I putting demos? Making the connection. This is where I'm talking about it. Making the connection. Where am I doing the demo on this? Here, right there. That's where the demo will go because I've talked about, you know, oh yeah. Here's an exception for that naming convention, by the way. If your view ends in view, we're going to drop that. It's just going to be main view model. It's not going to be main view model because that's ridiculous. That is just, don't name your stuff that way. That is horrible. Main view model. No, it's just main view model. We're good. We know it's a view. We're fine. We got it. Okay, that's an exception. So yeah. Yeah, because I'm showing you how to use it. Now this has got to be updated. Demo. Okay. Changing the convention. Boom, boom, boom. demo. And then custom view model registrations. After that, we're going to have a demo. Okay. So let's do this. Copy that in there. I think this is going to be changing the convention. Quality code! Sup, sup? First time here. Found you on Live Coders team page. Hey, well, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We are talking a lot about code and conventions and what's good and what's bad. And I can tell you static classes and static ViewModelLocator is bad. Don't ever do it. If you do, I may show up and slap you in the back of the head. You won't even know where it's coming from. I'll just be in a tree hiding under a bush and jump out and smack you. Okay. KRJX. Design ideas. Kill it. Okay. So that's changing the convention. And then I need to have a demo on view model registrations. So quality code, are you on? Are you a live coder yourself? By chance? And then we'll have a demo there. Oh, well, heck. Let's do a shout out here to Quality Coder. Let's go check out Quality Coder. I'll check that out as soon as I'm done streaming myself. What kind of content do you stream there, Quality Coder? Code, maybe? Is it like .NET, Python, C#, C++, HTML5, jQuery, TypeScript, Angular, React, Vue? Okay, so this is a note to myself. Yes. Quality Coder, mainly do Python and PHP. Nice. Currently learning C++ on stream. I haven't done PHP since I created custom WordPress themes. That's how long it's been since I've done PHP. It's been a long time. Okay. I think this is going to work. I will need to update. I don't have to update this slide. I don't have to update that slide. Or this slide. These slides are good. I need to update this one for sure. I've already updated this one. I need to update these. Let me hide these just to remind myself to update that. I hate WordPress with a passion. Their code is one big anti-pattern. I can't wrap my head around their code to save my life. You know what? I agree with you. When I was a WordPress developer, my God, that was scary stuff. But they have a product that is in high demand and it solves a problem that no one else solves. No one else does it the way they do it. Okay, I need to update this slide. So I'm going to hide this one as well. This is just a note to myself to go back and update these. Okay, so data context. Okay, got that. Making the connection. This is a standard ViewModel We talk about all the great stuff that Prism does, how it works. Okay, talk about the exception. Got that. Okay, this looks good. This looks good. I can reuse. I mean, I can use almost all of this. Minor changes needed for this. Okay, so I'm going to save that. How much time do I have? Ooh, I have just a few minutes. I can create some demos. Ooh, wait a minute. 1 second here. What did I do for demos? Maybe I can... let's extract these. I wonder what I did for demos to demonstrate this stuff. So I did my before and after. Okay, so I have changing it. Ooh, okay. I love reusing content. It makes it so much easier, doesn't it? Do not delete. Okay. So this is actually, this is actually module 6. I had these misnumbered. At least I think I did. Doesn't matter. We're gonna go new folder, module 7, and then minimize that. Create a new folder. Change conventions. And I need a before and after. Okay, let's copy this. Paste. Custom view model registrations. Oh, I can't spell. And what do we got here? Quality coder, only because it works without having to dive into their code. If you had to see their code to get to work, no one would use it. Oh, yes. You know, it's funny because the .NET space is always trying to come up with a WordPress replacement. But it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. Using view... Whoops. Oh, locator. Okay, so I have my before and after. Now what I need to do is I need a base. Let's go creating views. Which one? I should do the view discovery one for now. I'm gonna copy this. Paste that in there. Using view model. Oh, okay, hold on. No, nope, I fixed it. Using ViewModelLocator. Yep, right there. Okay, so we got ViewModelLocator. That's before. Right, so we need to do an after. All right, let's open this bad boy up. Let's write some code. The first thing we need is a view model. Let's add a new class. View model. This is gonna be, what's this gonna be? Bindable base. I'll make that public. Sure, actually it doesn't have to be public, but I'll make it public. Sure, why not? Why not? Okay. Quality code, view model view. The newest. Yep. The newest methodology. Okay, so to demonstrate this, I'm going to have to move our text here. Hello from view A. Okay, I can do that. So we'll create a prop B string. We'll call this title or text or title text. Text, maybe? Text. Okay. I got that. Let's update our binding now. And then, oh, I hate this stuff. Delete. Delete, delete. Okay, XML and S. Prism library. Prism ViewModel AutoWire ViewModel. True. Donezo. So now, actually, I want to change this from view A view model. I want to make sure it came from the view model. So quality code. I totally misread that class name. I thought it was a view model to view a view model, not view a view model. Yeah. View a view model. No, it's view a view model. And that's all we should have to do now. And there it is. Hello from view a view model. Look how freaking easy that was. It's ridiculous. KR Jax, a class that lets you view view models. Brilliant. There's an app for that. There's an app for that. Okay, so there we go. Look how easy that was. How ridiculously easy that was. I really hate design view. So we didn't have to manually like go into the code behind. Whoops. Wrong button. I meant F7. We didn't have to go into the code behind. Oh, that bothers me. Do like data context equals new data context. None of that crap. I have a view model. I have a view. I follow my naming convention and just automatically, right? Automatically, it works. It just sets it right up. And that's the sample. That's how you use the ViewModel locator. Okay, so now the next sample. What's the next sample? Let's think. What did I gotta go back. I gotta go back to what I did before. Automatic view. Changing. Oh, wait a minute. I have changing conventions. Using what does automatic view model look? Wait a minute. What did I do here? I'm gonna have to double check these things. Oh, I call it title here. Doesn't matter, text is fine. I'm curious if I should show this. No, I don't need to show that. Okay, let's see. Go to my view. Oh, okay, I know. I know what that was. Never mind. I know what that was. Automatic view model locator. I know what that is. That's because in Xamarin Forms, Prism uses the view model locator by default. It applies it for you automatically, right? So you don't have to actually add the attached property in Xamarin Forms. It's automatically added by default. So it's an opt-out in Xamarin Forms. However, in WPF, since Prism for WPF doesn't depend on ViewModel, MVVM, you can use anything you want. You know, we don't force it like that in WPF. WPF is just so much different. Okay, so change conventions. So let's do this. I'm gonna copy this. This is the after. And I go change conventions before. Oh, wait a minute. Is there a what's the change? What would that look like? What would change conventions before look like? Page models. This is the same. It's the same. That's the before? No. Okay, hold on. Let's open up the before. And we gotta do some renaming here. We gotta change some things up. got to change some things up. Let's comment this out for now. Because, oh, get rid of this. We have to create a different convention. We got to do something different. We need something. I need some ideas for different convention. What is a convention that maybe you use that's not views folder, view models folder? Like, what do you got? Controls and control models? Like, I don't know. Does anyone use a different naming convention than views and view models? Anybody? I need an example. No, I'm talking about the folder, like the namespace, right? Instead of like a view models folder where all your view models go, maybe like, do you say like page models maybe? Right? Something like that. Does anyone do that? And pages? KR Jack, it's the best I got. Take it or leave it. I mean, you probably wouldn't do this, but let's just go with it. Let's just go with it. Let's see. User control. We'll say page A. Right? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm happy with that. Not sure if I'm happy with that at all. Let's see. Controls, control models. Yeah, you know what? KR Jax, that probably is better in the I know what something I want to do real quick. That's probably better for the WPF space, but I want to copy and paste this because I'm lazy. Lazy. So okay, let's delete that. Or what if we did? We could keep it a little different. What if we said view models and controls? Something like that. And we'll say control A. I'm going to paste that in there. Okay, now I'll get back to deleting all that mess. XML, whoops, XML and S. Prism equals HTTP Prism library. Okay. Jawar. Or view and view models folder. Oh, view model. No, I want it like way different. Like just to really show people that we are not following this convention at all. Right? Like this is not even close. And I'm gonna do a Prism view model. Helps a little bit. So we'll say Control A view model. See, made it easy for me. Prop P, string, text, whoops, text. This is going to be, I forgot what we're going to say here. This is going to be, KR Jackson, what makes a Prism view model? Oh, so if you're, oh crap, I have 15 minutes for my meeting. So we got to finish this up. So essentially I have a extension installed called the Prism template pack. Installed. Right here, Prism template pack. I have the Prism template pack installed, and it comes with a whole bunch of templates and code snippets and things like that. that just make Prism life a little easier. Like, I don't know if you noticed that property snippet I was using, prop P. And this is a Prism property. I have ones for commands, so I can knock out delegate commands, right? Or a command of generic commands, right? So I have a whole bunch of snippets that ship with that template pack that just make creating life in Prism a little easier. Also, there is no such thing as a Prism view model. I just say that because it's a class that implements bindable base. That's all. And this is just iNotify property changed. You don't have to do this at all. This is not required for a Prism application. It's already there, so you might as well use it, right? Hello, whoop, hello from Control A view model. Okay, and then we got to go to our module, because this is going to be Control A. We're using View Discovery here. Alrighty. So View Discovery, and so if I run this, it should not work. We should not see that. And we don't. Perfect. Okay, so now what we could do, view model, location, whoop, provider, whoa, that's a name, freaking mouthful, isn't it? Dot register, Control A with Control A view model. And Shazam! Bam! There it is. Works. Another way we could do this. Provider.register. We could do Control A. Right, and I think, whoops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. And then a factory. Right, but I probably don't. I mean, I could show that. I could show that. Right. Something like that. We could do that too if we wanted to. I personally would never do this. Ooh. Hello from factory. And now we can run this. And there you go. Hello from factory. Pretty sweet, right? Pretty sweet. Okay, so that's the after. We're going to go with that for the sample. I think this will work just fine. Frankus, what are your thoughts on the significance of machine learning and AI in the next couple of decades? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Skynet. Okay, we're going to have to finish these samples on Tuesday. No, Thursday. We have to come back and finish these samples because I have a customer meeting in about 10 minutes or so, right? So I will snooze that. But yeah, AI. You know, I haven't really spent a lot of time in the AI and machine learning space. I don't think I have enough information to make any type of intelligent comment on that. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I'm not in that space. I've seen a lot of good things come out of AI and machine learning. I want to play with it. I have an idea for an app. That I might build just to learn, like, how to use machine learning models and things like that in a more practical manner, not just the same demo you see all the freaking time. Oh, is it a hot dog? Is it a cat? Is it a monkey? Is it a dog? However, so one idea I have, because I want to learn a little bit about machine learning, and I also want to get into, I want to play with some IoT stuff, right? So here's my idea. My idea is I'm going to set up a camera in my yard, and my neighbors, they always let their dog crap in my yard, and it pisses me off, right? So what I want to happen is I want a machine learning model that will watch my yard. And when it sees a dog taking a dump, or just a dog in general in my yard, it will turn my sprinklers on. So a little bit of machine learning, a little bit of IoT, right? That is what I need. Don't need machine learning, need a fence. It's my front yard. I don't have a fence in my front yard. It's my front yard and there's sidewalk goes right in front of it, right? So, but that's my idea. Shirley Dev, a Raspberry Pi that monitors my path and then sends me a picture over Telegram when someone comes to my house. Yeah, you know, that could be an entry point, right? A camera takes the picture and then I can print the picture out like really big and put it on a sign in front of my yard that says pick up your dog shit. So next time they walk by, they'll see themselves. A picture of them and their dog with their dog crapping in my yard with a, like, really call them out, right? Coffee cup. I think that's pretty easy because there's classifiers for dogs. You can write. Yeah, I could. But I would want to write one from scratch because I want to really learn it, right? I don't want to just use what's out there. I gotta go through the pain, the process, and teach the model, and like I need to learn how to do all that stuff. Frank has had an idea detecting made shots from basketball game footage and then automatically generating highlights to spark me. Ooh, that is a great idea. Shirley Dev, print it big, wrap it right off brick, throw it through their window. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I throw it through the window. Yeah, because they'll have a picture of them in my yard, so they'll kind of know who it came from, right? But it's a thought, right? It's a thought. But all right, everyone. Well, hey, I want to thank you all for joining me today. I really appreciate you all. I know you guys can be spending your time doing anything else, watching anyone else, doing anything else. Leading lady, thanks for the follow. But I really want to thank you for joining me today and making this a really fun stream for me. Sorry we couldn't get through all the samples. Thursday, we will finish up these samples. Excuse me. We'll finish up these samples, and then we'll move on to the next module. But once again, thank you very much. I appreciate you all. I love you all. And I will see you all next time. Have a great day.